My son's teacher called me in for an urgent meeting. What she handed me wasn't his report card. It was a medical article that saved his life. When my phone rang during a critical work presentation and I saw my 8-year-old son's elementary school on the caller ID, I braced myself with the usual Noah forgot his lunch again, or maybe he'd scraped his knee at recess. But Miss Peterson's voice had an urgency I'd never heard before. Mrs. Collins, I need you to come in this afternoon. It's about Noah. It's important. My mind raced through worst-case scenarios as I drove to school. Was he failing? Being bullied? Had he become the bully? Noah had always been my easy child, quiet, a bit shy, but never any trouble when I arrived. Miss Peterson was waiting in her classroom, a manila folder on her desk. She'd been Noah's teacher for just 6 weeks, but something in her expression made my stomach knot. Thank you for coming so quickly, she said, gesturing for me to sit. I want to start by saying Noah is a wonderful student. This isn't about his behavior or academics. I exhaled slightly. Then what's going on? She opened the folder and pushed a printed medical article across the desk. The title read, Early Signs of Type 1 Diabetes in School, Age Children. I noticed Noah has been asking to use the bathroom nearly every hour, she explained. He's also been drinking water constantly. I've refilled his water bottle 3 times today already, and yesterday during PE he sat down halfway through and told me he was too tired to continue, which isn't like him. I stared at the article, my mind struggling to connect the dots. You think Noah has diabetes, but he seems fine at home. Does he get up at night to use the bathroom? She asked gently. The question hit me like a truck. For the past 2 weeks, I'd been finding Noah's bedsheet slightly wet in the mornings. I'd assumed he was just sweating. It had been unusually warm for October. I am not diagnosing him, Miss Peterson continued, seeing my face, but my nephew was diagnosed with type 1 last year and Noah's symptoms mirror his exactly. The frequent urination, increased thirst, fatigue. These can be early warning signs. She turned the article over. On the back, she'd handwritten the name and number of a pediatric endocrinologist. This is my nephew's doctor. I took the liberty of calling their office. They can see Noah tomorrow morning if you mention my name. I left in a daze, called my husband, and took Noah straight to our pediatrician. His blood sugar was 347, more than twice the normal level. The doctor said 2 words that still echo in my mind. Diabetic steatoacidosis. He told us if we'd waited even a few more days, Noah could have gone into a coma. The next 3 days were a blur of hospital rooms, insulin injections, and crash courses in glucose monitoring. Through it all, Noah was brave beyond his years, even naming his insulin pump Robo Buddy when he finally got it. A week later, when things had stabilized somewhat, I returned to Miss Peterson's classroom with Noah's favorite chocolate, sugar-free now, and tears in my eyes. How did you know? I asked her. Most teachers would have just thought he had a small bladder. She smiled sadly. Before I was a teacher, I was a nurse for 12 years. I left after my sister's son, my nephew, almost died because everyone missed the signs. His kindergarten teacher thought he was just being disruptive with all his bathroom breaks. By the time they diagnosed him, he was in the ICU. She reached for a framed photo on her desk, a smiling boy about Noah's age wearing a soccer uniform. That experience changed my career path. I decided I wanted to be on the front lines with children, watching for things others might miss. Noah has been living with type 1 for 3 years now. He's thriving playing soccer, excelling in school, and teaching his friends about his Robo Buddy. Miss Peterson still checks in regularly, and last year she helped organize a JDRF fundraising walk at the school. I often wonder what would have happened if Noah had been placed in a different class with a different teacher. Some guardian angels don't have wings. They have teaching degrees and the wisdom to know when a bathroom break isn't just a bathroom break. Sometimes the most important parent-teacher conferences aren't about grades at all, but about the subtle signs that something in a child's body is quietly crying out for help.